right, we're back with the authors of the new book, Gutsy Women, Hillary and Chelsea Clinton. This is the book. Okay? Okay.
It's a good one.
So, yes? So let's dive in. Nancy Pelosi has called for an impeachment inquiry. You support it. What's the biggest reason you think now's the time to do it, and that it's the right thing to do now?
I think it became absolutely unavoidable when the summary of the phone call came out, plus the whistleblower complaint. And the reason for that is, you know, people can argue back and forth about what he might have done or what we think he did on a range of other issues. But this was in the pursuit of his official duties as President of the United States. And that phone call very clearly indicates an effort to not only pressure, but in effect extort the president of Ukraine over much necessary medical, military assistance that had already been passed by the Congress and was
bipartisan, yes.
And bipartisan. It was about to be delivered, and the Defense Department was in favor of it, State was in favor, everybody was in favor of it. And then the day after Mueller testified, the president does what he did, holds up that aid, calls the president of Ukraine, and in effect said, yeah, we want to help you, though we have a favor to ask. And I think that pierced through the American consciousness about everything that's been going on for the last, 2+ years. And it would have been a dereliction of duty at that point for the Congress, led by Speaker Pelosi, to say, okay, another really bad thing, we're just going to have to keep moving. They had to look into this. And there's enough concern by former security officials, others who have weighed in on this, that it deserves an impeachment inquiry.
At the very least, yeah. Chelsea, you set Twitter on fire last week after President Trump called the impeachment probe and whistleblower complaint the greatest scam in the history of American politics. And you tweeted this, yes, comma, you are. Which I love, personally. That response, I checked this morning. Good idea. Yeah. I checked this morning. By this morning, it had over 260,000 likes. It had over 38,000 retweets. Now, we know Trump can be really relentless with his Twitter attacks. Were you at all concerned about sort of poking that bear?
No.
No.
And I do believe that he's the greatest scam in American political history.
Really?
Yes.
So,
I mean, I think his whole life has been a scam, and I think, unfortunately, people are suffering every day because his scam has thus far kind of succeeded at the highest levels. So
you've become really vocal, not only on Twitter, but just everywhere. Did you make a conscious decision?
It's genetic.
It is genetic. It is genetic, but I've seen a change.
I'm so proud of my mom. I'm very biased toward her.
Yeah.
And love her very much and feel very protective of her, although I know she doesn't need me to be. But really, my most important role now is as my kid's mom. I have a daughter, Charlotte, who just turned 5 last week, a son, Aiden, oh, thanks, who's 3, and baby Jasper, who's just 2 months old. And yeah, he's very mushy. And I think about the country that they're living in right now, and it's not the country I want them to grow up in. We learned last night that President Trump wanted to dig a ditch at the border and put alligators in the ditch.
And snakes.
And snakes and shoot
in the leg.
Shoot migrants in the
shoot
leg.
migrants in the leg. And, I know that...
Is that real?
We've long...
Allegedly, those are the allegations.
We've long had this, I think, tagline from Adam Sewer at The Atlantic, that the cruelty is the point. I think that article came out a year ago this week. But the depths of the cruelty and the inhumanity toward migrants, towards people of color, towards our LGBTQ community.
War heroes.
War heroes, yes, ma'am. Women, yes, ma'am. Just is not the America that I want my kids or Abby's kids or kind of any of our kids and grandkids to grow up in. And I'm going to do everything I can to ensure that is not the America that they grow up in.
Yeah.